All right, ladies and gentlemen, you are welcome to another great episode on your favorite political talk show, The Truth, with Ben Jokes. Resident doctors give FCTA 1 week ultimatum to begin health reform, threaten strike. The Association of Resident Doctors, Federal Capital Territory, has urged the government to urgently address rising challenges in the FCT health sector, warning that continued neglect could cause systemic collapse. And they are also talking about going on a strike. In case you do not know, resident doctors, health workers altogether, embarked on a 3-month strike within the FCT. And after about 2 months into the strike, the FCT authorities, Wike and the rest, called them and said, let them have a discussion. Now, it is about 4 weeks after that discussion. Of course, many promises followed that discussion, but 4 weeks later they are yet to begin the implementation of anything, even when they said some implementation was going to take effect immediately. So at this point, this administration is telling Nigerians that, listen, we are never going to do the right thing. If you have the mind, if you have the temerity to challenge us, then you better stand up and begin doing so now. These people have thrown an open challenge to Nigerians to wake up and take their country back. Are Nigerians going to accept that challenge? Are we going to stand up to the APC and take our country back? That is left to be seen. Now, let us get to the top stories. First is that one coming out of the TINUBU cabinet. The minister lied through his nose. A very big lie that shocked the entire nation. And next is that update detailing the war that has erupted between the coalition ADC and the ruling All Progressive Congress, out of panic, out of fear at what may be in 2027. Tinubu has now decided to begin attacking the coalition ADC and their leaders nationwide. Before I show you details of these top stories and how Nigerians reacted, let me quickly show you this video.
Into a household or you go into community, you look at the children, you can find the temperature of are they happy? Are they rich? Is there hunger? Hunger starts showing in children. And then the women, the most vulnerable part of our society. And this is what we are seeing. So, and it's not only restricted to the north. I advise everybody to visit the local pediatric ward in this country from Abia to Zamfara and see malnutrition, severe marasmus and kwashiorkor. Because the parents are not able to feed the children. It's a lot more pronounced in the north because of the insecurity, and largely, I will say, because of the irresponsible governance we are seeing. All the governors, what do? When the president visits, what do? They keep dancing. Omologo. Instead of telling the president the truth, he visited Katsina, stayed the night, all they were doing was dancing. The same Katsina where 652 children died. He came to Kaduna, they were dancing Omologo. Went to Nasarawa, the same thing. Of course, Niger State Governor is the chief Omologo dancer. His state is one of those places where 5.4 million children are facing severe malnutrition. The governors are not telling the president the truth. All they are doing is engage in crass psychophancy. Then we are in serious trouble. Mr. President, they are deceiving you. People are not happy with you. There is hunger in the land, particularly in the north. And they're just watching these governors bring their paid crowd and keep dancing Omologo dance to you. When they don't dance it in the southwest or southeast or south-south, they are dancing this dance in the north, where we have more problems. Instead of them to show you, Mr. President, we have issues, we have problems. If, Mr. President, nobody is telling you the truth, you have security agencies. You need to send them to all of these feeding centers, to villages, let them come and give you unadulterated truth. Because you will be confronted by the international press, international community when you go to Anga in New York. They will confront you with facts, with a documentary. There's no way you can spin this. Mr. President, my call is declare state of emergency on hunger in this country, particularly in the north. Tweak your policies make them more human. They are not. They are not. People do not have money to buy food. Universities are on the verge of going on strike. Lecturers cannot buy the food to feed their family. Professors that taught us.
All right.
State unions are having problems. Everybody is having problems. Mr. President, tweak your policies. They are the ones causing these problems. Declare a state of emergency and be prepared to answer international questions when you go to hunger in New York. But there is hunger in the land. Hunger is a national security threat in any country.
You heard that. That was Professor Usman there calling a spade a spade. There is hunger everywhere in the land. There is massive malnutrition amongst children from Abia State to Zamfara, from Taraba State to Lagos, all through the nation. The only part of this interview that I do not agree with is the part that he said the governors are not telling TINUBU the truth. The part that he tried to put that on the governors. As it stands in this country, nobody can tell me that there is anybody that does not know the situation of this country. It would be somehow dishonest for anybody to say that after petrol rose from 195 naira to over 1,000 naira per liter, TINUBU is not aware of the economic situation of this country. He is totally aware. And I believe personally that this is what he wants. This is how he wants the situation to be. He himself was telling the governors, people are complaining at the grassroots, wet the grass. He said it some weeks ago, but he only said that to make it look as if he's not in support of what the governors are doing. He is 100% in support of what the governors are doing. He has tripled their allocation from the subsidy removal savings, but he only did that so that the governors can ensure that he returns in 2027. That is just the bargain that he has struck with them. He did the same thing with lawmakers. Everything he's doing is towards the 2027 election. He does not care about the people. As a matter of fact, when the TINUBU start caring about the people, that we are now saying that the reason why he's allowing the country to go like this is because he's not being properly briefed on what is happening. When has this man ever cared about the people? He only cares about himself and about elections. So this is exactly how he wants the nation to be. And if Nigerians are sick and tired of this situation, then they have to rise up and get the APC out of power. Now, let us get to the top stories. First is that massive lie coming out of the TINUBU cabinet. It was the minister who lied at an event. And as soon as he finished lying, the representatives of the state government that hosted that event also got up and began to tell their own lies. It became a lying affair for the APC. And next is that update detailing the war between the coalition ADC and the ruling APC. Out of panic and fear of what may happen in 2027, TINUBU has now decided to begin attacking all the ADC leaders and their gatherings nationwide. Let's start by taking that update on that lie from the TINUBU cabinet. Look at how the papers reported it. Over 396,000 students have benefited from NEL Fund, FG. The federal government says no fewer than 396,000 students have benefited from the Nigerian Education Loan Fund tuition loans under Bola Tinubu's administration. This was disclosed on Friday in Lokoja at a town hall meeting to highlight the significant achievements of Bola Tinubu's administration in the past 2 years, with particular reference to Kogi. One notable achievement is the NEL Fund tuition loan scheme, which has benefited over 396,000 students as of August 7, 2025. He noted that Kogi government has seen investments of over 900 billion, with 7,800 hectares of land cleared for farming. Speaking on industrialization, he said the government had inaugurated the construction of 5 mini LNG plants in Ajaokuta, valued at over $500 million. This project is expected to create job opportunities, provide energy for many states, and position Nigeria as a key player in the global energy market. he said. Now, that was the Minister of Information lying through his teeth there. And after lying, the representative of the Kogi State Governor, Ismaila Issa, got up and began to tell bigger lies than the one that the minister told. Ismaila Issa, the special advisor on media to the Kogi governor, highlighted the president's achievements in various sectors. Mr. Issa said the TINUBU administration implemented the Renewed Hope Agricultural Mechanization Program with the commissioning of 2,000 tractors and 9,022 specialized implements. This is the largest single mechanization drive in Nigeria's history. The program has also led to the cultivation of over 55,000 hectares of land and created 60,000 jobs. In Kogi, Governor Ahmed Ododo has distributed fertilizers to 30,000 farmers and initiated a tractor refurbishment program, saving the state 20 billion naira. The government has allocated 100 hectares of land to the Federal Housing Authority to build a 1,000 unit housing estate under the Renewed Hope Housing Project, he said. It quickly became a lying competition there. Minister said 396,000 students had received student loan. When you and I cannot find one person who has received, then the representative of the Kogi state government, Issa, came there. He said the governor had distributed fertilizers to 30,000 farmers and they want to build 1,000 housing units, federal units, and that they had cultivated 55,000 hectares of land and created 60,000 jobs, and the governor had saved the state 20 billion naira. Well, Nigerians, this is how the APC will keep lying to us until we say no, we have to get them out. And just as Nigerians were yet reacting to that update on the attack on ADC leaders nationwide began making the rounds. At first, it was Atiku that was attacked by TINUBU. Then they moved to Peter Obi, unlawfully demolishing his brother's property. And hours ago, it was El Rufai who was attacked in Kaduna State. Look at how the papers reported it. Breaking: government-sponsored hoodlums attack El Rufai's ADC coalition meeting in Kaduna, injure several members, damage vehicles. A group of state government hired thugs have attacked the transition meeting of the Social Democratic Party and African Democratic Congress in Kaduna town, injuring several persons. Reporters learned that the SDP and ADC coalition meeting was held under the leadership of Malam Nasir El Rufai, the immediate past governor of the state. The government-backed thugs attacked the Kaduna State Transitional Leadership meeting at Conference Hall of NUT Endwell in Mogadishu layout. It was gathered that some members were attacked and had severe injuries from the thugs, while the windscreens of several vehicles, including that of El Rufai, was destroyed and some windows of the conference hall. The thugs attacked the venue in the presence of armed policemen earlier deployed by the government to stop the meeting. Sources at the meeting told reporters that the state government was said to have pressurized some event centers to cancel bookings earlier made by the opposition. Now, we saw this happen in FCT when the PDP wanted to hold their meeting. Wike ensured that all the places they wanted to hold the meetings, they cancelled their bookings. The same thing is happening in Kaduna State. And when they eventually found a place, when the El Rufai-led SDP ADC coalition meeting eventually found a place, they were attacked by thugs sponsored by the governor who is working for TINUBU. So this is what is happening nationwide, attacking all the leaders of the coalition ADC. But it is good that it is coming at this time. The leaders of the coalition need to know that it will be all about violence, it will be all about intimidation, about rigging in 2027. So they must be prepared. If they know that they are not prepared to tackle all that, then they should just go and sit down. This is not time to cry. Yes, the courts are not going to help you. The police are most probably going to support them. So we are still inside this Nigeria. Even if they are using thugs, they cannot control all the thugs. Yes, I support this. I support a situation whereby the APC will be matched fire for fire, because that is the only way you can get them out. Thank God. Thank God that they were once members of the opposition, and we saw how they acted. We saw how they unsettled the government. That is the method that we want the coalition and the opposition to use, except the part, don't get me wrong, except the part that they brought in Boko Haram. Please don't use killings because of elections. No man's ambition is worth another man's blood. So the killings should be totally out of it. But other forms of ruggedness, other forms of self-defense, of vote defense, other forms of committed and heated drive towards getting the APC out of power should be applied, because Nigeria cannot have another 4 years of the TINUBU administration after 2027. Anyway, make I leave am here, make I still enter town, make I go get some ogbonge political news wey una go like. Why? Because of una na I dey here. So don't go away. Don't go away.